Welcome back, dear viewers, to season's broadcast of SRAs. Another season. So far, we're gonna, open the books to another fresh page and start a new story. That story begins, of course, with the first race of the calendar, Indianapolis.
Looks like he lines up a move. Oh, this is good tight racing right here.
Inside or outside, what's gonna happen?
That's turn 7 into the grass. Heavy booping the snoot on the barrier.
Oh, side by side into the chicane. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Hello, SRA Nation. Welcome back. We are here for the finale of Season 18 in Division 3. My name is Trey Morgan, and I have a partner this time. Sig finally decided to straighten his managers out, and they let him come here and actually, do what he has fun doing, which is commentating for D3. Sig, how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. The managers were hung by jumper cables, so we are now finally back, and I'm very excited to be back for the season finale, especially looking at how the championship spread is for this season finale.
Yeah, we'll go over that in just a moment, but we're going to give one little quick look at our season calendar just so we can reminisce on how the races have been. Chandler James winning 3 races on the trot between Spa and Monza, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Doing a very nice job there. And then Jason and Jeremy Yarn bringing it back for the last 3 races. As a result, we have a very close battle going into the final race. And that is going to be really interesting here at Nurburgring. Sig, I'll let you go ahead and talk over the track map, but this is definitely a track where qualifying is key.
Yeah, it is pretty difficult to overtake, but starting the lap, we head into turn 1, one of the prime overtaking zones, but also a place that has commonly seen a lot of death as the track tightens at the hairpin, and it's a downhill hairpin. It's just a recipe for disaster, honestly. But after that, you go into this 3-corner complex, turns 2, 3, and 4, known as the Mercedes Arena. Turn 2, the exit of turn 2 is very crucial here, because you can end up losing quite a lot of time. It's not a long full throttle section, but it is enough to make a difference. And then corners 3 and 4, you gotta keep it nice and tight to set up the exit for 4. And you can't necessarily go full throttle on exit, not to mention the track limits on turn 3 and 4 are very weird. The exit of turn 4, you have less to work with than you think. And turn 3, you gotta be careful not to cut the corner too much, otherwise you're gonna get a track limit. Not a warning, but your lap will become invalidated. It'll be especially important in qualifying. Then you have a run from turn 4 all the way to turn 5. Turn 5 is a pretty fast left-hander. Not quite an overtaking zone because of the nature of the speed. And then you have a little bit of a straight heading into turn 6, which is downhill and a cambered corner, which is a bit rough to get right. It's a bit rough to get right because it feels like you brake forever into the corner because your car doesn't want to slow down at all. And after 6, you have a nice straightaway, a good opportunity to try and set up an overtake as you head into turn 7, which is very similar to turn 6, just longer and a bit more miserable in terms of how long you have to stand on the brakes for. Then after that, you go into the infamous Schumacher S's. All of these cars are almost flat out, which is probably the most annoying aspect of this double corner complex. So yeah, you have to do a very slight lift. Please do not go side by side here. We will see people go do it, and we might see chaos as a result. After that, we have turn 10, which is another corner that's hard to get right because of the exit. The exit is kind of off camber. And after that, we head into turn 11, just a dab on the brakes and heading into the corner. Turn 12 is completely flat. And then turns 13 and 14, the chicane, a high-speed chicane that is very difficult to do side by side. and you kind of have to send it over the curbs. The cars that are good on curbs really gain time here. Think of the Mercedes, think of the Mustang. And cars that are really bad on the curbs, like the McLaren, are gonna die if they try and take the Mustang and Mercedes lines. And finally, turn 15, which is a pretty annoying right-hander. You need to get on the gas properly, but there is not a lot of room on the exit. So if you go just a little bit wide, you're gonna end up paying dearly for it. But yeah, that's a lap of the Nurburgring GP circuit.
Yeah, this track is a lot of fun to hot lap, at least for me. But Sector 1 is just such a grind. It's when you count in turn 15, it's essentially 4 hairpins in a row, and turn 4, it's not a hairpin, but you can't take it flat out. So Sector 1 is really going to be to the advantage of our Ferraris, our Porsches, whereas maybe not quite the same through Sector 3. It's really interesting here because you want to go like full downforce for most of this track, given how twisty and turny it is. But if I remember correctly, especially with the McLaren and the Ferrari, you like can't run very high downforce setups, or else you just can't overtake here into specifically the chicane of turns 13 and 14, but really anywhere on the track. But it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But right now we're going to go over our driver standings, and we have some very fun standings to look at. So specifically looking at our overall championship for the gold drivers, Chandler James and Jeremy Yarn are 9 points separated from each other, and they are the two who can realistically win this race. Technically, Jason Yarn could win the gold championship if he wins this race and then Jeremy and Chandler both DNF, but I highly doubt that'll happen. So it really comes down to who wins between Chandler and Jeremy. If Chandler finishes in front of Jeremy, he wins the championship no matter what. If Jeremy beats Chandler by at least 2 positions, up to like I think it's P10, he wins the championship. And then if Jeremy wins, then he'll probably win the championship. Now there is some fastest lap and pole position points that can confuse that a little bit or make it a little bit more murky, but that's about what it is. And then for our silver drivers, Steven Sarver, I have to thank him for this. He gave me a list of where all he needs to finish and where everyone else needs to finish. So Steven Sarver in gold, he's currently P13 overall. He has a 51-point gap to Sergio Lindo behind. If he finishes P9, he will win silver. If Sergio Lindo wins the race or finishes second, then Sarver needs to finish 13th or better. If Lindo comes third, then Sarver needs to finish 16th or better. And then the other 2 possibilities for winning the silver championship, or 3 possibilities, are Yaroslav Koval, Darren Robichaux, and Peter Jacob, but they all have to do really well. Koval has to win, and then Sarver finish 12th or worst. And then Robichaux needs to finish an extra 2 positions ahead of Sarver in order for to win this race. So I really don't think that we're going to see... It's definitely possible that we see something crazy happen in the silver championship, but I don't expect it because Sarver has done such a great job this season. Other than 2 races, he's finished in or around the top 10 almost every race. Sig, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the practice leaderboards much, but who do you think is going to be doing good here today?
Well, I did take a good look at the practice leaderboards. So what's very interesting, as we have two types of leaderboards, we have hot lap and hot stint. Hot lap is the outright fastest single lap a person has put up, and that belongs to Chandler James by almost 0.2 of a second over Jason Yarn. But when you look at the hot stint, Chandler James is third. Hot stint is the 5 lap or 4 lap average.
I believe it's 5 lap.
It depends. I believe it's 5 laps. Sometimes I do 4 laps and I get it, but regardless, yeah. Let's say 5 lap average. In this case, Chandler James is third behind the Yaron brothers, and his average lap is 0.2 slower. And I can make a reasonable conclusion based on the lap times that these are quality configurations for the car. So that's going to be interesting. If Chandler can't get to his peak pace, he probably won't get pole position, but if he does, it seems like there might be nobody to contest him for that pole position.
Yeah. It'll be definitely interesting to see. And then we'll also give a quick look at our team standings overall. Jeremy and Jason are kind of running away with it. They're at 1,020 points and 150 points away, almost away from P2. Technically, if Chandler James and Sean Paul finish 1-2, and then Jeremy and Jason finish like last and second to last, then the Rum Runners can win the overall championship, but I don't think that's going to happen. So don't crown them yet, because craziness can happen, and we've seen that before, especially last week with Jason doing a last to third, but it'll be interesting to see. However, our gold drivers have started their qualifying, so we're going to go ahead and watch them.
Yes. Yes, and here we are.
Yeah, our silver drivers have just started their first qualifying laps, so don't worry, you've not missed too much.
Yeah, and considering the wave of blue, it seems like a lot of them has broken track limits as well. Yeah, bro, everybody's blue flagged. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I know that sometimes it works really weirdly when no one has set fast laps. Like at Coda, whenever I did my qualifying laps, I was blue flagged on my out lap and my first lap, despite both of those being valid laps. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see if these drivers can finish their laps. Now, this is a track where track limits are interesting. There's a lot of corners where you can go just a little bit wide trying to get that extra oomph. Turn 4 is one of those corners. The corner we just went through, turn 11, is one of those. Even turn 12 sometimes, although that's normally more of an issue in the wet.
Yeah, and let's see how the Ferrari takes the curves, completely avoids the extended bits, which is a part that the Mustang and the Mercedes especially can absolutely just gobble up and be completely fine.
Steven Server going to come across the line, set a provisional time of a 1:56.6. We have a couple people that we're going to say hi to in the chat, mainly Pat Cockcroft, so hello there. And then we have Malia Folk cheering for Mark Kazuba. And Camden, who I don't know who that is. He says, good luck to Dad, so I don't know who Dad is, but good luck to them. But yeah, Steven Server keeping provisional pole. Sergio Lindo going provisional P3. Aiden Springer has the fastest sector 2 times. Steven Server has the fastest sector 1 and 3. He's currently P5. Darren Robichaud going provisional P2. But as far as our silver drivers go, there's no barn burners. At least not yet. Sergio Lindo, Dario Ferrer, and Darren Robichaud have the fastest laps in silver. Dario Ferrer had a 1:55.5. Robichaud a 1:55.8. Lindo a 1:55.9. And Sarver a 1:56 flat. So we're not really all that far away from our overall fastest laps. It's about 0.6. And given that we have an optimum track already for our silver drivers, we probably will get to those personal bests here by the end of the lap. Although not for Steven Server, as he's on an invalid lap.
We're going to cross the line soon and start... Or actually, no, he's pretty far from crossing the line. He just entered. He's at the tail end of Sector 2, about to enter Sector 3.
Yeah, one driver who is improving, though, Sergio Lindo, he's up about 0.8. And he's only got 3 corners to go. Now, they are the two of these corners are some of the more annoying corners, being this chicane here, but he looks like he gets through that pretty well, still improving on his time, and so it all depends on this final chicane, or not chicane, hairpin.
I think he got a pretty solid exit. Could have gone a bit wider, so I think he could have stepped on the throttle like a step sooner, but either way, 1:55.7, that's a beautiful lap.
That's an amazing lap. Yeah, that's pretty good. In the Discord, unfortunately, I don't have the pictures pulled up to show you on stream, but he was talking about some of his practice laps that he was doing in the practice servers and whatnot. And that last chicane, or that last hairpin, he was hitting the inside of the pit wall while he was trying to cut the inside of that hairpin a little bit harder. And it did not work
Ooh.
out very well, as there's a very heavy wiggle.
Yeah, currently down on his time. Where's let's check in on Sarver.
He's not doing too bad right now in P6 there. Bruce Hopkins pulled off to the side of the racetrack. I'm not entirely sure why. He's currently sitting P3. I don't know if he's in the wrong setup or what, but he might have enough time to come back out, and I believe he's resetting his setup right now. So there we go. But as of right now, no one really getting close to Sergio Lindo's time. Sarver is improving. But I'll wait
Reaper
to
is
cover
also
him.
on a flyer as well.
Sorry, who?
Reaper, P5, Chris Reaper.
Ah, there we go, Chris Reaper, yeah. Currently only just now going through the middle of Sector 2, but already half a second up on his best time. Darren Robichaud
Oh, and
currently...
Sarver absolutely demolished the curb. He's a big on his time after that.
He's up by about 9/10. He's going to gain time out of the final hairpin, improve by about a full second to
And that's pole
155.5.
position for Silver.
Very nice job
That's
there.
a Sector 2 and 3.
Yeah. Sergio Lindo having the best Sector 1 so far, and Lindo already up by about 2.5 tenths on his best time through corner 1. So he definitely has a lot of time to find. However, I'm going to bring it back to Robichaud, who's up half a second through the final chicane. One more corner to go. He's going to get a little bit of time out of the hairpin. He's going to improve by about half a second up to maybe P2? No, just P3, off by about, what is that, 0.02 of a second? Somewhere around there. Yeah, a lot of drivers improving already through turn 1, so I kind of think that maybe some of our drivers were being a little skittish through that first corner there. In the picture-in-picture, we're watching Sarver go around his lap. He is currently improving by a good bit, I will say, but I'm going to hold off on coming to him. I will go to Cliff Hemian, though, who's improving by about 0.4 of a second right now through Sector 2.
Yep.
Sarver losing a little bit of time right now going through the final sector. Actually losing a lot of time, almost a 10.5 out of turn 11. But he's still on track for an improvement. Oh no! And you
Don't hit
saw
the wall,
him,
don't hit the wall.
and you saw him bump over the curbs. That's essentially his lap done. He might have enough time to swing it back around to try and start another qualifying lap, but we'll have to wait and
His
see.
tires are gonna be mush.
Exactly. And he also, I believe, is right in front of somebody else. So hopefully no rejoin issues. Cliff Hemian is going to come across the line just behind Steven Sarver to improve up to P5. There was another driver who was improving, but I missed who it was. But all eyes right now on our top 3 drivers between Steven Sarver, Sergio Lindo, and Darren Robichaud. And Robichaud right now is on the front foot. Robichaud coming across the line 0.2 faster than Steven Sarver with all
And
fast
triple
sectors.
purple. Yeah.
So amazing job there by Darren Robichaud. That really puts the pressure here on Steven Sarver. It also puts a lot of pressure on Sergio Lindo. I think Robichaud and Lindo have more pressure than Sarver because Sarver only has to finish P9. But all these drivers, of course, want to finish, you know, P1 and silver. So it's really going to be interesting to see how they all turn out. Chris Reaper will finish his round in P4. Sergio Lindo going through his lap. He's going to be our first last silver driver to come across the line. He's not improving, and he's going to pull off to the side of the road. Does not think he's able to improve. So that is Sergio Lindo done in P3. Aiden Springer and Steven Sarver are improving slightly. So Sarver, I think, probably won't be fighting for pole, but we'll have to see because it'll be really close. Currently about on pace for where he his fastest lap was. So I'm going to focus on Aiden Springer. 1 corner to go. He's improving by about 0.3 of a second to put him provisionally P2 if he can hold it out of the final corner. And he does not. He loses about 0.3 of a second. He's going to go provisional P4. And Steven Sarver does not improve on his time.
And so Silver Pole is going to go to Darren Robichaux.
A very nice job there by Darren, Sarver, and Lindo. So those are your top 3 in silver for the championship. And on qualifying, Steven Sarver, of course, holding all of the cards right now. But now we're going to go ahead and watch our gold drivers as they qualify. Our lead driver, Jeremy Yarin.
Yeah, the championship challenger.
Yeah,
Chandler James.
Yeah, so we're going to go here on board in the picture-in-picture and watch from the outside in the main picture. Turn 1, like Sig was saying, is going to be a downhill chicane or hairpin. Very hard to stop on the correct point, but he does a very nice job there clambering over the curbs. Maybe a little too hard, but not that bad. Turn 2 is a long left-hander just due to how slow it is. You have to get on the power early if you can to try and figure out turn 3. I have never figured out how to do turn 3 correctly. I'll just randomly do it good once and then just never good again. But
yeah, my approach for turn 3 is like you have to keep it really tight, and at least in the Mustang, just hit the curb and then like you're like on 80% of the throttle and then finally 100%. It's really awkward, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Jeremy doing a pretty good job so far right now, coming down through turn 7. I believe that's turn 7 is the hairpin.
Yeah.
Fairly clean job through there. Maybe a little bit too much on exit curb, but we'll have to see. Making his slight lift there.
Asses.
Very nice job through
I wonder
there.
if he took the curb too hard there.
I don't know. It looked like he was okay, but I'm not quite sure. But we'll have to see where it all shakes out. Yeah, now coming down the back straight up to the chicane. This is where Steven Sarver had his issues in his second to last lap. Very bouncy, but keeps it clean. Gonna go a little bit deep, maybe. Not quite the entry line that you'd want for the final hairpin, but good job of the recovery on exit, and let's see where his lap time puts him. Provisional P3 with a 1:55.6.
And now about to cross the line in the pip. We're gonna hop on board with a lap with Chandler James, who goes fastest on his first lap.
Oh, half a second clear of Darren Robichaux, 7/10 clear of Jeremy, 8/10 clear of Mike Farrow in P7. That's insane, man. He was talking about how he put a whole bunch of laps together. By my count, it was 150 to 200 laps in this week preparing for the race. I don't exactly know where the cutoff is, so I can't tell you exactly. But he's super fast on that first lap. Fastest sector 1 and 2. And not that far away on a fastest sector 3 either. And he lost some time through sector 1, but he's still improving already. Jason Yarin, I will also highlight here as our other gold contender coming through the final corner. And I believe only P18. So we know that he had issues trying to set a valid lap last week. Let's hope he doesn't have those same issues again this week. So we'll go ahead and let him do his thing. I'm going to go ahead and focus on Christian Dirksen here for a little bit, as we still follow on board there in the picture-in-picture with Chandler James going through turn 10 and now 11.
Yeah. Betting the let me see, let me do a quick comparison on the leaderboards. Where's the hot lap leaderboard? Is this it? Yeah. Chandler can still has 4/10 in the tank. That's comparing the peak ladder. He still has 4/10 of a second that he might be able to tap into. We'll see.
And I think most of that is through sector 1. I watched the timing things. He was up by about 0.3 of a second through sector 1 and then lost it all in sector 2. So he definitely has a lot of time he can gain. Jeremy Yarin gets up to provisional P2. Still 4/10 back from Chandler, though. Mike Farrow comes across the line. I think he improved, but I'm not 100% sure. And then Christian Dirksen.
Oh wait, no, he's nowhere near crossing the line.
Yeah, so Chandler James right now is going through Sector 1. I'm going to come back to him. He's going through turn 3 and now turn 4 right now, and he's up by about 0.4 of a second. Now down to 3.5, maybe 3 by the time we get to this next corner. So he definitely has a lot of time he can find in Sector 1. It's just a matter of whether or not he can hook up the final sector again. As in his last lap, he did set a better Sector 3. Still not the fastest Sector 3, but it was faster. Meanwhile, Christian Dirksen goes P4 with a 155.4 and a fastest Sector 1. So very nice job there by Christian Dirksen.
Another guy we'll get back to later, but Juicy Jake improving significantly, but also improving significantly and kind of close to, no, halfway through through his lap is RD Thompson.
I'll quickly show him here in the main screen. He was doing really well last week, if I remember correctly, before some incidents. I know he's had really good pace. He's just not been able to show it fully in some of the races. Right now, he's on pace to challenge for that pole position. If nothing else, get to P2. He has 4 corners, now 3 corners left to try and cement that pole position. However, Chandler James is improving by 0.4 right now. So I'll pan back to him. He's going to lose about 1.5 seconds through the final corner, but he's setting a fastest lap of 154.6. Mike Farah moving to P3 now.
And if Chandler has enough gas, he still has enough fuel for 2 more laps.
Yeah.
But he has time for 2 more laps, I believe.
RD Thompson going to P4. So very nice job there. More importantly, though, just looking a little bit further back, Jason Yarin's still in P23. He's improving right now, but not by a whole lot. Mark Kazuba also currently improving on a banker of all bankers is what I guess you could call it. So we'll have to see where he comes out at. He's coming through the final corner now. And he's going to improve by about 1.
Oh, Dirksen went second.
Ooh. I'll show that back here in just a moment, but Mark Kazuba finishing his lap, jumping up to P17. But yeah, Christian Dirksen, a surprise challenger, I think, for today's win, up in P2. And
I'm going to hop back on board with he who shall not be named.
I was going to say, don't look now, but he's already improving by about 0.5 seconds already. He's going to lose some of that time here through the start of Sector 3, but he can still gain some of that back. But he's going to lose more time here through Sector 3. He's still on pace for an improvement.
Exit.
He's going to gain time on entry, but lose time on the exit of the chicane. And so it all comes down now again to the final corner.
Oh, I think that was a beautiful execution.
He could have maybe gained a little bit more time, but it doesn't matter. He's on pole with a
154.505. That's better than his that's his new personal best. Better than what he put up on the timing board. I don't think anybody can touch him.
I don't think so, but we have a couple drivers who are gonna try. RD Thompson comes across the line just in time to start a new lap. I don't know who the 788 car is.
That is Juicy Jake.
All right, Juicy Jake also makes it across the line in time for another lap. RD Thompson's going to pull it off,
No,
though.
he has not. Juicy Jake has the checkered flag next to him.
So Juicy Jake, provisional P9. All of our other drivers have to finish their laps if they want a chance. Steven Music is going to come across the line, provisional P14. Christian Dirksen coming across the line, not improving. So he will stay P3. Car 664. Is Thomas Greer. He will not improve on his last lap. Car 228. Matt Mattisey also not improving on his last lap, especially through that last corner. Rafcab is going to improve by about 0.5 seconds, all the way up to P8. So very nice job there. Car 545, Jason Yarn going to improve to P7. Car 881, who is Don Draper, not improving on his lap time. And so now we have essentially just Yaron and Chandler to finish out. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, Mike Farrell also to finish out his lap. But no one is really improving. Yeah, Sean Paul is improving by a little bit, but I don't think by enough. As Jeremy goes off into the barriers.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of think that last little bit was on purpose.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration.
Yeah,
I guess.
Chandler James
gonna improve again.
He's losing about a 10th through the final corner, so I don't know if it'll actually be an improvement. It is not, but he set 2 lap times of a 1:54.5, and now Sean Paul, the last driver to come out, he's going to improve by maybe a 10th if he can hold on to it.
That's at least worth a position. Yes.
Yeah, 1 position. So there you go. So Sean Paul P10. But most importantly, Jeremy Yaron P4 and Chandler James P1, trying to get back some of that glory that he had in the starting of this season. We will go ahead and do our driver walk shortly, but we're going to get a word from our sponsors.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
One last sponsor for the last time this season, Echoes of Nox. Explore an abandoned space station as you uncover the secrets of why you were left behind. Fight with 3 AI factions and reclaim the station. Wishlist Echoes of Nox on Steam today. But now, we're going to get to the good stuff. Chandler James P1 with that fastest lap point. Jeremy Yaron now has to finish two positions ahead of Chandler no matter what, or win and get fastest lap, but we'll have to see. But Chandler James, again, amazing job to get pole position. R.D. Thompson with a shock P2, however, not quite as shocking as I don't think as Christian Dirksen's P3 finish position here, so very nice job there. Jeremy Yaron P4, not quite as far ahead as he wanted to be, especially since he's not on the same row as Chandler, but it's looking to be a good race. Chandler's not had good race starts in the past, and Jeremy's had decent race starts for the most part, except for last week where he got taken out. But I really hope it doesn't come down to who gets taken out last. Mike Farrell finishing P5, very nice job. Cesar Penkovic, he's not been up in the top from what I remember, so good job P6. Jason Yaron P7, not having to do a first challenge like he did last time. Darren Robichaux, our lead silver driver, He has to do very good today. He essentially has to win if he wants a chance at this championship. Rafcab doing a very nice job to improve up to P9. Sean Paul P10. He's going to have to do really good today if he wants a chance at the team championship with his teammate Chandler James. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. Juicy Jake P11. Steven Sarver, our current silver leader in P12, he has to gain 2 positions in this race, which I definitely think will happen between the driver-throughs and spins that are likely to happen at this race, and then he will secure silver. Sergio Lindo, P13, not a good start. He has to win today if he wants a chance at the silver championship, and I don't think that's going to be very easy. Aiden Springer, P14, Steven Music, P15, Matt Mattisey, P16, Chris Reaper, P17, Cass Arabi, P18, Mark Kazuba, P19, Chris Mech, 20, Andrew Dongbanglio, 21, Cliff Hamian, 22, Yaroslav Koval, 23, Dario Ferrer, 24, Bruce Hopkins, 25, Thomas Greer, 26, Don Draper, 27, Josh Parker, 28, stopped on track, which I don't think you normally want to do. And then we have Brad Garman and Peter Jacob both starting from the pits. So unfortunately, that is Peter Jacob's silver chances probably done. But hopefully we still get to see a good race. But we were talking a little bit in the sponsor break about how we want to make sure that this comes down to racecraft. But how do you expect this race, especially this race start, will go here, Sig?
Well, as long as people keep it clean through this first hairpin, I think we should be, for the most part, A-okay. I don't see that happening for the entire field, to be honest, because people are gonna be tight. People are gonna force a 3 wide, 4 wide. You know how it goes sometimes. But yeah, they gotta be careful. One place I'm also fearful of. I think you remember, Trey. I think you remember you were part of that race. The chicane incident a few seasons the last time we ran at the Nurburgring.
Yes.
In Division 4. Yes.
I do in fact remember that, but yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I think Chandler James has a really good chance to win as long as he's clean through turn 1, and we are green go. He loses a position on the start, but Jeremy Yarn also losing a position on the start. We are going to be 3 wide possibly for P4 into the starting. Christian Dirksen breaking a little early. No! Jeremy gets hit.
Chandler! Ooh, I thought he was going to get taken out.
Chandler James
the mid-pack is also fine.
All right, we are okay for now. Chandler James gets back at Artie Thompson through turn 1, but they're going to be side by side here through turn 3.
And Artie has the inside line. But Chandler, he can turn it into his inside line now through Mercedes Arena, and he manages to stick it. Amazing.
Very nice shot there by
Maybe
Chandler
building
James.
a speed token in the process, but hey.
Yeah, a little bit further back, Jeremy Yarin taking out Cones on the starting lap, very close to Mike Farrow. Jason Yarin is gotten taken out by Rafcab, though. I'm going to replay this here in the main screen if you could go watch what's happening up front.
Yeah, Chandler James is still leading. Artie Thompson currently.
That was Steven Sarver that took out Jason Yarin. So not a great start here for most of our possible championship leaders. Steven Starver still staying in P8 currently, but we'll have to see how that penalty works out. So I don't think we're going to know who our championship winner is here at the end of this race. Sergio Lindo has not lost many positions. He's lost 2 positions, but more importantly, Steven Starver has gained 4 positions, and as long as he finishes where he is right now, that's pretty much silver locked out for him. But now,
have to see. So now we're gonna enter the other spooky section.
Yeah. So, are there any drivers that are gonna have issues through here? Jeremy Yarn had issues on the exit of the chicane in qualifying, but he looks to be fine here. And now we get
somebody went wide.
Ooh.
Into turn 1 from the mid pack, but it seems like they've kept it clean. I think that was Chris Mack. Yeah, Chris Mack's gonna lose a position to Sergio Lindo. And I think maybe Chris Reaper as well.
Wreck each other. Sergio Lindo
and there
turning
was a
in
little
on
bit of
Chris Mack.
squeeze action.
Yeah, we're also 3 wide here into turn 1 with Mike Farrow.
This isn't gonna end well, man. Ooh, okay, wait.
Oh, no.
It ended.
No.
Sean Paul and Darren Robichaud have collided.
Darren Robichaud sitting right in the middle, and he gets hit again by another driver trying to go side by side. That was.
We're gonna get the replay here.
Please do. So
yeah,
watching
Sean
that
Paul,
picture
yeah,
in
getting
picture,
hit, and then Darren Robichaud losing control and hitting Sean Paul again.
Yeah, and I don't know
yeah,
who
that
is.
causes them to go wide.
I don't know who that red Ferrari is. I think it's Steven Music. Yeah, look at the front end of Steven Music's car. That is massive damage there when he was trying to go side by side with somebody through turn 3 or turn 2. But yeah, so taking stock of where we are right now, Chandler James is not pulling away like I think most of us thought that he would. His last lap wasn't that much faster than anyone else's. It was technically faster than Christian Dirksen's fastest overall lap, but it was invalid.
Yeah, I would say it was probably due to the exit of turn 4. He definitely went too wide there. Oh,
Yeah.
and his rear end was sliding a bit for Chandler. Ooh. And Dirksen's on breathing down the neck of RD. And now we're gonna enter the almighty chicane where both these cars aren't good on the curbs.
Yeah, RD Thompson taking a little more entry curb, Dirksen taking more exit curb. No changes yet, though, for our P2 and P3 drivers. But also, Jeremy Yarn right behind them here, trying to get back up and fight Chandler James for that P1. He sets the
and it's a
fastest
yellow
lap of
flag for Cliff
1:56.3.
Hemion. What happened to Cliff Hemion? We're gonna go back in the fifth here.
Oh, there was
He's
a
just
dive
lost
bomb.
a bunch of position.
My apologies, but there was a dive bomb into turn 1. Christian Dirksen on the inside of RD Thompson,
the
not
exit
able
of
to
the
keep the
chicane.
position, though. So what was happening there in the pip? My apologies.
Yeah, so I believe it was Josh Parker who hit the back of Hemion and sent him into a spin. Hemion thankfully didn't hit a wall or anything, so there's no damage to his car, but he's all the way at the back of the back, and he's now in the pits.
So he's going for the early undercut to try and repair some of that damage and possibly do
No, his car's
some
gone.
damage. Oh, he's done?
Yeah, his car's gone. He is disconnected.
Understandable, but still unfortunate. Looking out front a little bit, Chandler James currently has about a 1.5 second gap to RD Thompson, but Jeremy Yarn has the fastest lap overall of a 1:56.3 compared to a 1:56.9 for Chandler James on the last lap. But it all depends on how quickly Jeremy can get past this gaggle of cars here fighting for that P2 position.
Thankfully, none of these cars are known for their straight line speed, so I think a good run can give him the overtake. It's not like he's going to be dealing with a Lexus or something like that. It's a Porsche and a McLaren. And another Porsche separating himself and Chandler James.
Here in the back, Don Draper went a little bit wide through, I believe that was turn 8, loses a spot to Raph Cab. I just wanted to point that out. And also, Juicy Jake trying to go side by side with Aiden Springer through the chicane, not able to force it. Aiden Springer goes wide.
Yeah, and he's gonna get the move done. Springer with a good rejoin, keeping it clean.
And he's going to lose 2 positions to Juicy Jake and Chris Reaper, and also maybe to Chris Mack as well. They're going to be side by side here into turn 1.
Mack's gonna have the inside line. Oh, and there's gonna a little bit of squeezing action. Mack looked a bit unstable on the braking there, but he's gonna get the move done.
Yeah. There was also a pass up here between Matt Mattisy and Kasarabi. Arabi sending it way down the inside of Matt Mattisy and causing a collision there. He does... Well, I don't know if that's him giving the position back or just not being able to take it back. But Mattisy is still ahead of Kasarabi, who is now under pressure from Juicy Jake behind.
Yeah, Chandler James really isn't getting that separation from the rest of the pack.
No,
This
he's
is
not.
going to be really interesting if this train manages to hold up here.
Yeah, interestingly enough, though, Jeremy is falling slightly back from Pankovic here. He's about a second back from P4, and not quite in the train, as I would call it. Juicy Jake still trying to apply pressure to Kasarabi here into turn 9? No, sorry, turn 10. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. And then who do we have in the pip there? Is that Jason?
Yes, that is Jeremy Yarn.
Yeah.
Speaking of good things in the pip, Aiden Springer chasing down Chris Mack, trying to get that position back as we're about to enter the chicane. Oh, that's a very, very healthy amount of curb, but they're side by side now.
There's a yellow flag for Josh Parker, although I think that's just connection issues. I think he's okay for the moment. Chris Mack, though, and Aiden Springer going side by side.
Aiden Springer has a nose ahead. Koval right behind has a slipstream. They might make it 3 wide.
They almost made it 3 wide. Koval thankfully backing out because that was looking very scary.
Are they still side by side? No. Mack is going to stay ahead.
Also, speaking of just ahead, Juicy Jake is going to get past Casa Arabi into turn 3, and he's going to hold it through turn 4. Maybe a little bit of RG bars, but looked fine overall. Also, Mike Farrow getting past Steven Sorber here for P6. Looking back out front, though, Artie Thompson has set the fastest lap with a 1:55.8. That was 4/10 faster than Chandler James on his last lap. There's also a yellow flag for Mark Kazuba. I'm going to try and replay what happened to him here. Oh, and he just loses it on the exit of turn 4.
Oh, good dodge. Oh! Honestly, one of the moments where standing on the brakes would not have been a good idea.
Yeah. Very nice job there to get out of the way. Chris Mack losing positions to Aiden Springer, and Koval almost lost another position to Sergio Lindo here for P14. Lindo maybe doing a dive here into turn 9. Sorry, turn 10. No, not able to. But he will be able to send something here into turn 13 if Sean Paul doesn't get side by side with him through turn 12.
Yeah, but now we're entering the Schumacher S, aren't we? Oh, no.
Nope, we are going to go side by side through the chicane. Sean Paul.
Oh, Sean Paul's later on the brakes.
Deep
oh
on
my
the brakes.
Goodness, what a move. What a move. Keep it clean.
Oh, my word.
Oh, what a move by Sean Paul.
Meanwhile, looking a little bit further ahead, Christian Dirksen and Artie Thompson, I think we're side by side through the main chicane. I'm going to quickly replay, or sorry, turn 1. I'm going to replay this here.
Hey, so what do we do when 2 drivers have the exact same fastest lap? Do they both get the bonus point?
It's whoever gets it first, I think, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, Artie Thompson then has the fastest lap. And Artie Thompson is holding on to the fastest lap because Dirksen just set that fastest lap.
So I honestly don't know what happens there if 2 drivers have it. I would assume it's the first driver to get it has it, but I don't know. Yeah, so Artie Thompson, Christian Dirksen fighting for that P2 position. Jeremy Yarin still stuck behind Penkovic here for P5. And Chandler James not running away with it. I know that you were looking at this on the hot lap and hot stint leaderboard. While Chandler James is faster over a single lap, Jeremy Yarin has the fastest hot lap time, or hot stint time. So maybe we have
his brother is also faster than Chandler as well over a hot stint.
All right, so definitely still a possibility for this championship battle to wrap up in what I'll call an exciting way, but Jeremy really has to try and fight it back if he wants that gold championship. He's going to have to do some pit wizardry, and I don't know if he'll be able to. Do you know what the pit delta is here? Is it like a minute 20 or something?
No clue, but I'll be honest, if he pits right now, I'm very certain he'll come out in clean air at the very least.
Yeah,
I would see if I were him, I would pit around the 40-minute mark. I would go for a earlier, more aggressive pit stop because I know a lot of people like to pit around that 35 or even that 30-minute mark. As Dirksen try to move on RD.
That was a massive send. Amazing job of avoidance there by RD, making sure that he didn't get taken out there into turn 1. Just saw him coming through, said, nope, you're not going to make this corner, so I'm just going to let you sail on by.
Oh, Josh Parker just got a move down the inside, down on the inside of Steven Music into turn 1. Let's see if he can hold it, as the Ferrari is pretty quick around that first sector, as that was some disappearing acts. Yep, ping.
Yep, he's having some issues, unfortunately. So hopefully we don't see that cause any actual issues. But right now, Sean Paul, Chris Meck, they were side by side going into turn 6, but not able to do anything.
Oh, and Juicy Jake only a tenth behind Madison. Heading into the first cambered right-hander, not as bad as the hairpin. Oh wait, no, that was the hairpin, my bad. My Nurburgring geography is off.
Yeah, it's okay, -2. I don't know the corner numbers around here as well as I do other tracks.
Yeah, a lot of battles. Chandler James still can't get that gap.
Here in the main screen, Sean Paul going to go side by side here with Chris Meck through turn 11. He did a very nice dummy move, is what I'll call it, into turn 9. Still going to be side by side here through turn 12. Sergio Lindo
and now that Lexus is knocking down the door.
Almost forcing a 3 wide moment there through turn 12. And Thomas Greer right behind them, also trying to force the issue. Sean Paul.
Ooh, Sean Paul's doing some wizardry on those chicanes.
Yeah, that last of the late breakers, and that was a valid lap, so very nice job there by Sean Paul to get P14. Chris Meck now having to defend from a Lexus and a Bentley in a Porsche. Not what you want to see.
Yeah, Reaper's trying to chase down Arabi here. Almost has an access side by side. I think he's gonna try and go for a better exit here for turn number 2. This exit is slightly better as now we enter turns 3 and 4. End off the Mercedes arena. And I think Arabi nailed it better than Reaper there.
Yeah, by a long shot. Meanwhile, Chris Meck getting passed by Sergio Lindo into turn 3. And then keeping it through turn 4.
Juicy Jake is side by side with Madison. And on the outside of that first banked right hand and now entering the chicane. I think Madison's going to hold on to the position for now.
There's a lot of good battles here that are all happening right at once, so I apologize to anyone watching this in the playback that doesn't see their battle happening in the screen. There's just too much to focus on.
Not to mention the Lindo train. P15 all the way down to P24 within a second of each other.
Massive. But also, R.D. Thompson and Christian Dirksen separated by 3/10 here going into the chicane. Chandler James also only about half a second up the road from Thomas, sorry. Still going bouncy over the curbs. Dirksen gains a little bit of time through the chicane. Is going to have a better line, I think, on the exit of the corner. Coming now to start a new lap, and we have a I don't want to say there's blue flag traffic up ahead already from, I believe that's Mark Kazuba, who pitted very early. So that is one of the dangers here of pitting early, is you can very easily become blue flag traffic. So I think that might be one of the reasons why Jeremy hasn't quite pit yet. Meanwhile, Chris Reaper side by side with Kasarabi into turn 1. There's also a yellow flag for 3 cars between Brad Garman, Rafcab, and somebody else.
Dong Bonglio. I'll go back 30 seconds.
Oh no!
See what we had here.
So I don't know if that was Brad Garman hitting Dong Bonglio and then getting hit.
Well, let's see in the pip. Let's see in the pip. At the exit of chicane, bro. They're all in very close proximity.
No fair.
And his Dong Bonglio's hitting somebody, and it's kind of an accordion. Is the accordion effect there?
Yeah, Dario Ferrer and Rafcab were going side by side also into turn 2 there while we were replaying that. And Dario Ferrer getting knocked to oblivion. So some of those ACC physics that we all know and hate. Or love, I don't know. They are what they are, is what I'll say, I guess. Yeah. Quinn Jetter saying that he likes Juicy Jake's livery. And I agree. There's a lot of good liveries here.
For sure. Yeah, hey Jeremy, look, I know you're watching the stream. Listen to me, bro. Hit this lap. No, sorry. Hit next lap.
I was gonna say, not this lap, not yet, I don't think. Yeah,
hit next lap. I promise you it's a good idea. You have the pace. And I think you'll have the free air. I haven't done the precise calculations because math, while I'm good at it, can be boring.
Assuming it's about a minute 10 total pit stop time, he will have about 15 seconds of clear air ahead of him. Darren Robichaux has a yellow flag. Not sure what happened there to him. But he seems to be going straight now, so it must not be that big of an
Chris
issue.
Reaper just got past. Or Juicy Jake and Chris Reaper are at each other's necks again.
Almost.
And Chris Reaper got the move to go.
Yeah, Chris Reaper holding that position now from Juicy Jake. A very nice job there. One of the things that I think, since we're talking about Porsches now with a 3-car Porsche train, is one of the things that doesn't get talked about a lot is when you have these kind of short straights here that you do at Nurburgring, exit speed is a lot more important than top speed for most cars. So like the Porsche here, I'm just going to go ahead and use R.D. Thompson and Christian Dirksen here as my example. Christian Dirksen on any track like Coda would have had the pass done. Speaking of pass attempts, no, R.D. Thompson and Christian Dirksen.
And RD is gonna get spun around. Get the car fired back up, RD. Come on, let's get you back on track.
Oh, RD Thompson getting taken out there into turn 10. He's gonna lose 4 positions, now 5 positions down to P7. Steven Sarver up into P6. Yeah, as I was trying to say, the Porsches have really good exit speed through most corners, and that's what's most important on what I'll call slow straights, or these straights where you don't have much time to try and use that slipstream advantage. And so on most straights you would expect the Porsche to not be in an advantage, but I kind of think that they are a little bit on most of these straights. Meanwhile, we just saw Steven Sarver get past R.D. Thompson, but they're fighting it side by side now into turn 1.
RD, he has the advantage, and I think he's going to get the move done. Yeah, without a doubt.
He does. Steven Sarver not under much pressure at the moment to do much better than he currently is. Obviously, you know, you want to finish higher than you always want to finish better than you did in the race, unless you win. But under not a lot of pressure, I almost think he could RTG, like not finish the race almost, and be fine. Darren Robichaux has a yellow flag and an unsafe rejoin. No.
And Jeremy Yaron just took P3. Wait, I'm gonna replay that because I was sitting on board, but he got the move done on Pankovic. As Pankovic went wide, and Yaron had to go wide to avoid him. I think, did he get bumped?
I don't know. Speaking of bumps, though, Thomas Greer and Chris Mack are off into turn 7. Let's see what happened here. So Chris Mack going deep. Oh, and just not being able to recover in time, and unfortunately hitting Thomas Greer. Both having to take to the escape road now. And then who do we have there in the pits that we're watching?
Chris Reaper chasing down Matt Mattisey. They're at each other's necks. They're gonna stay at each other's necks. And let's see, Jeremy Yaron, have you listened to my advice?
No, he's not. Jeremy Yaron has not yet pit. Jason Yaron, however, has pit, and he's set the fastest overall lap of a 1:55.3. He's currently stuck behind Sean Paul for P25. Both of those drivers have pit. Juicy Jake is the leading driver to pit.
Move. But he didn't finish the move on Matt Mattisey. Matt Mattisey has just jumped into the pit. Same with Steven Starver, Mike Farrow.
Well, that's close enough to finishing the move, right?
Yeah.
It's good enough. Meanwhile, Koval and Lindo going side by side through turn 1. Lindo absolutely very deep on the brakes. A little bit of argy-bargy there on the exit between Koval and Lindo with a little bit of a hit check. But overall, everyone keeps going straight, so no big issues there. Steven Starver is into the pits now, as well as Mike Farrow and Matt Mattisey, which we already talked about him, I think. And so now I think it really depends. It's going to be interesting to see where our front 3 to 4 drivers finish, or where do they pit. Jeremy Yarn, I think, should pit this lap because we saw that Jason Yarn's has the fastest lap overall, 155.5. Jeremy Yarn's last lap was a 158.2, which is a full 2 seconds off of Chandler James's best time. So I think he needs to pit now, try and get that undercut going, and get that track position on Chandler James. Because if he can get ahead of Chandler, I think he has a good chance of winning this race. And then it all comes down to that fastest lap point of who does or does not get it.
Oh, Sergio Lindo looking at the outside of Jaroslav Koval. Now we have the left-right sequence before probably the section where the Lexus can actually shine before the chicane. But I don't think the Lexus is gonna catch up. Through the corner we go, but I don't think he's gonna get that in time. Yeah, he's gonna take a peek at the outside line. He's gonna switch to the inside, but not.
Yeah, there was a lot of movement there from Koval, who now pulls into the pits, allowing Sergio Lindo to get past, get him into some clear air. Jeremy Yarn has not pit yet still. I don't know why he's not taking advantage of this. He can get a full lap on Chandler James of super fast lap time, and he's not doing it yet. Now, his last lap was slightly faster than Chandler, but I think that just shows that he needs to pit now to get that fast times even more. Because at this track, you're not going to win by overtaking somebody. There's not enough grip at this track and not enough overtaking spots. You need to get track position, and you have to do that by undercutting if you're Jeremy Yarn. But we will hold off on that tirade for a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Juicy Jake here in P22 fighting with Steven Sarver for P21. Super close into the chicane, but not able to do anything. And I don't think Juicy Jake's going to be close enough here into turn 1 either to make a move, but we've seen bigger moves before. Meanwhile, just up here, Bruce Hopkins lost 2 positions to Thomas Greer and Rafcab. Rafcab getting past him just enough that he doesn't have to worry about a dive bomb here into turn 8. Or is that turn 9? That's turn 7. My apologies. I don't know corner names or corner numbers around here, unfortunately. I don't know if that's been obvious for how we've been talking this race, but it is in fact the case. There's a yellow flag now for Don Draper, but I don't know. I think that was just connection issues.
Ooh, Rafcab looked down the inside of Thomas Greer for a second. There's a yellow flag was Draper, but I think it was just the connection bug. Benkovic is into the pits.
All right, our P5 sitter into the pits now. We'll have to see where he comes out in relation to everybody else. Yeah, Rafcab and Thomas Greer fighting it out through the chicane. No dives there, but Rafcab's super close to that back end of the Bentley. We'll have to see if he's able to fight it now into turn 1. There's a yellow flag from Mech.
Oh, he's in the pits though.
All right, so no big issues there.
Bro, wait, no. Let me see the replay. Don't tell me he hit the wall during a speed entry.
Oh no, he did.
He hit the wall.
No.
He hit the fucking wall.
Hey, we can't say that word here.
Oh, that was your imagination, actually.
Okay. But yeah, I have done that before with a damaged car, where I couldn't turn right essentially after a big wreck.
Are we talking about the chicane incident at the Nurburgring, or is it something else?
I know it was that race. I just don't know if it was that specific incident or something else. Because I've raced here at Nurburgring twice.
Okay.
But we'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me if it was that incident, but I just don't know.
John Paul leading a train.
Going
side by side with Josh Parker.
And Sean Paul's going to have the inside line into turn 3, but that's going to turn to the outside line of turn 4. He's ahead at the exit of turn 3, still forcing side by side.
Oh.
And he's using a speed token there. That's a speed token. He is now invalid. possibly the stewards could get involved there for a off-track
Illegal
advantage,
overtake?
but I don't know. I don't know if those get automatically reported or if somebody has to say, hey, that guy went off track. But definitely
I'm
a
pretty sure you have to
possibility.
report them. Otherwise, the stewards are just gonna not look at incidents like that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'll just appear Rafcab and Steven Music are side by side into the pits. I want to quickly replay this because I think Rafcap went around Steven Music here through the thing. Yeah. So Steven Music getting early on to that pit limiter, and Rafcap getting side by side, maybe even ahead after this pit stop.
Oh yeah, I gotta work on that for tomorrow.
Yeah, pit stops are always important, but especially at this track where it will make or break your race. Yeah. We'll come back to them in a moment once they see if they're moving.
Oh, Jeremy Yarn went to the pits some time ago.
So he
I
has.
think it's
He's getting,
Jason Yarn
I
with
don't want to say
Jeremy.
blocked by Josh Parker, but he is stuck behind him. Is that,
That's
no,
Jason Yarn. Where's Jeremy? Where's Jeremy Yarn at? Oh, P11.
Aha, so never mind. He's not getting blocked by anyone, but he is crucially out ahead of Mike Farrow. So he holds on to at least, I believe that's P4. I assume he'll be able to do better than
15
that.
seconds of free air.
Yeah, so he has
As
all
Chandler
the time
James
in
is
the
into
world.
the pits. A 1 minute and 10-second gap before Chandler has entered the pits here.
All right. We'll have to see where it all shakes out. Jeremy
You know what would be
Yarns.
really, really sad? Hypothetically, right? What if Chandler comes out of the pits and you see your SG30 next to his name?
And we hear what?
And you see an
Stop Go 30.
SG30 next to him? Yeah.
Don't even manifest that, man. I don't want to start
My
that.
bad, bro.
If we get blamed for Chandler James losing this, not only are we going to get blamed for like the worst commentator's curse ever, but we're in the same conglomerate as him. I don't want to do that.
Listen, sometimes you gotta throw some stuff in the air, you know?
Not that kind of thing. Or at least I don't want
No,
to.
you don't think so?
I will let you take the full blame if anything happens.
I
That's
will.
what I'll say.
I will. It just
Yeah.
popped into my head, you know, like.
But Chandler James coming out of the pits right now.
And I don't see a penalty.
I don't either, and he's about half a straight away from Jeremy Yarn. Where did Artie Thompson come out, though? Artie Thompson maybe fixing damage, but he comes out behind Pankovic, Mike Farrow, and Jeremy Yarn. So he has lost a position to Pankovic, and now we have a straight one-on-one battle between Chandler James and Jeremy Yarn. There's about a 5-second gap right now. But we'll have to see what that gap becomes as we go further into this race. Jason Yarn still holding the fastest lap of a 155.5. And I don't know if Jeremy can really go much faster than that 155.5, but we know that Chandler can. So it's really all going to come down to, can Chandler beat out Jeremy for that fastest lap point?
Gonna have to see. Right now, Jason's holding on to it. I wonder if Chandler knows that JR is holding on to the fast lap. I wonder if that puts any fear into him.
I don't think so personally. Because
Well, yeah, wait, he has a relative. He could probably just see that the JR behind him does not have a purple next to his name.
Yeah, so assuming that he's done the math, I think he knows that all he has to do here is win today, and Chandler will be the winner overall.
As Dirksen and Greer both feel into the pits around the same time, as well as B. Hopkins. Don Bunglio was known for his... Yeah, I know he's not pitting.
So he's not going to pit till like 10 minutes.
Yep, the Don Bunglio special.
He's been doing it for a while, and it sort of works for him. But, yeah.
Dirksen's coming out the pits,
Yeah.
and he's in between Yar and and Chandler James.
So it's not a straight fight. Jeremy Yarn has to clear a 4-second gap to Christian Dirksen, and then another gap to Chandler James ahead.
Yeah, Chandler's definitely gonna love seeing that on his relative, knowing that he has at least a cushion to hold on to that he can use to his advantage, or not use, but what's the best way to say it? Brad Garman is a yellow flag. Oh, what happened to him? He's very close to the wall.
Oh wow, he's all the way
Get
off.
the flip. Oh, lost a bit of control with the curb, and ooh, that's a big hit into the wall.
You can see the front end here on the main screen with how damaged that is. He can barely turn the car. He might have to pit again to fix that damage. I'm not sure how much it is, but if it's as much as it looks like, that's got to be at least 40 seconds of damage. But I guess we will have to see. Looking out front, Aiden Springer peeling into the pits, Sergio Lindo peeling into the pits, and Andrew Duong Bunglio not yet there. But Sergio Lindo, if he does not pit, will be our de facto, well, not de facto, but he will be our
Race leader.
yeah, for at least a little bit.
Yep, and he's not going into the pits.
Meanwhile,
All right, you want to make a bet, Trey?
maybe once they get through the chicane. What's your bet?
Sure. So at what timestamp do you think? I'm willing to put what should I put on the line?
I don't know.
You want AC Rally?
Eh,
Okay.
I don't know.
AC Evo?
I already have that. I bought that for $10.
I see. You want a Coke?
We can go with that.
We'll put a Coke. Yeah, we'll put a Coke on the line.
All right. What's the bet for you? What do you have?
I think Don Bunning is gonna pit at the 18-minute mark, roughly.
All right. So are we setting it at the over/under or?
Yeah, over under. You get to pick over or under.
Yeah. I think he's going to wait until after the 18-minute mark. I think he's going to wait till at least 15 minutes.
All right.
So there you go.
Hold us to it, chat. Coke on the line. The legal kind, of course.
Oh my! Oh, Steven Music making him, or no, that's Dario Ferrer going super deep. I'm honestly shocked he didn't get disqualified for that. I'll go ahead and replay that here. Loses a whole
They have
bunch
to have
of.
a Peter Jacob in the pip, heading into turn 2. They have to have hanging it on the outside. Oh wait, he hung it on the outside and he got it to stick. Wow.
Wow! Finish up there. There's
There's a yellow flag for Sergio Lind. Oh! Ooh.
That was very close to being very bad. I'll replay this here in the main screen just so we can see what kind of happens. And he just loses it. Maybe during a downshift in the middle of the corner. But yeah, he loses it, and he's going to lose a couple positions there now down into P17.
Knocking down the door of Jeremy Yarn is Mike Farrow.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by Jeremy's seeming lack of pace. Looking at last laps, Chandler James's lap was a 155.7, Dirksen's was a 155.8, and now Jeremy sits down a 155.6, but before that it was a 156.5, I think it was. It was not fast compared to the other drivers' last laps, and he's got about a 5-second gap still to James, 4 seconds to Dirksen. So I don't know if he'll actually be able to catch them. Meanwhile, Koval and Josh Parker were going side by side through the chicane. Kasarabi tried to take advantage of the moment, but was not able to. There's also a yellow flag into turn 1 for Dario Ferrer.
I'll get that. Yeah, his car is stopped in the middle of the road. Let's go back 15 seconds. Yeah, he's on the exit of the first corner. His car just died.
He might have just pulled off. I'm not quite sure. He's RTG'd now. So, unfortunately, not able to finish the race. Probably with the off that he had through turn 5.
I doubt that's a fuel miscalculation.
That'd be a massive one.
Ooh, Tyler Egley putting on the chat that Jeremy probably has some diffuser damage from that turn 1 hit. I think that could explain his seeming lack of pace.
That definitely could. As we have Darren Robichaux now in the chat. I believe he's just sitting in the pits and he's decided to tune in. I'm so sorry for how this race turned out for you, Darren. It's not been an easy race for a lot of people. It's not been an easy season. I was really pleasantly surprised for the first couple races at how clean we were. Spa was mostly clean, other than 2 incidents. As Josh Parker, I don't know if that was a yellow flag, or I don't know if that was a brown pants moment or just a ping moment, but massive slides from the looks of it. And Andrew Dwongbong goes into the pits at the 22-minute mark, so I think you win that bet, unfortunately. We'll have to work out details as to how I'm going to get you a Coke in, what is it, Aruba? I forget where you're from.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe next SRA meetup.
All right.
I mean, probably not, but some SRA meetup. If we happen to cross paths, we will remember to give each other the Coke.
Yeah, we'll have to put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darren Robichaux saying that he may or may not have been the one to make the hit into turn 1, but yeah. It is what it is, unfortunately, at this point. Chandler James is in the lead with the fastest lap. And that's with a 1:55.4. Jeremy Yarn about a half second off that pace. Christian Dirksen is close, but not close enough on pace or on track to really do anything. So I don't want to say that this is door closed and shut for that gold championship, but it looks like it's close as Sergio Lindo gets past Kasarabi. Very nice move there through sector 2. Kasarabi might be fighting it back, though, here into this hairpin. Does he want to go late on the brakes? He does not. All right. But still super close behind him, Arabi. You're just sending me a thing in DMs now about me owing you Coke. Okay, all right. We'll go with that.
Pin message. Whatever in the record books. That's Discord.
Yeah. Kasarabi getting attacked vigorously by Thomas Greer into turn 10. Not able to make the move stick through turn 11, though. And so now they'll have to fight it down here through the hairpin. Thomas
Look
Greer.
at the run he has, man.
Side by
Into
side.
the chicane we go. Yeah, I mean, you can shut the door, I guess.
That was slammed closed there by Kasarabi. Maybe a little bit too slammy, but, you know, it worked out. Peter Jacobs also getting past Rathcap now for P18. Looking back out front, Chandler James is at a new fastest lap of a 1:55.3, so about a 10th faster than his last lap. Dirksen improved also on his last lap to be, again, a 10th slower, or just 1/10 slower than Chandler James. So I think Dirksen is the only person who can really challenge Chandler for a win here today. Right now we're focusing on Peter Jacob and Rathcab fighting it out through the middle of Sector 1. I think Peter Jacob now has it in hand as Rathcab unable to make any inroads there through turn 4. Other close battle, though, Sergio Lindo and Josh Parker battling for P14 coming into the hairpin.
Let's see. Lexus versus Lexus fight. You can see the flames spit out of Josh Parker's car off the side.
No change in position now. And unfortunately, we are at the part of the race where there's not going to be much happening. All of our drivers have pit. And we're not going to be getting into the super bad tire deg range for another 10 minutes probably. As Josh Parker, I think, goes wide there. Through the exit of turn 10. Yeah, so we'll have to see if there's any big changes. There's no close battles out front. Mike Farrow's still about a second back from Jeremy Yarn, but I don't know if he can really fight it out to
Oh
try
my
and get
God,
an
look
overtake.
at Josh Parker just wiggle, man.
He's been wiggling all the race.
Yeah,
for the
and
most
Lindo
part.
seems to have gotten a good exit, but both cars being slippery in a straight line.
Yeah, Sergio Lindo getting a little bit closer here into turn
He's
one.
gonna have to absolutely send it with those Lexus brakes, and even then, I don't think he'll get the move done.
Yeah, decides not to send anything there. He's putting enough pressure on Josh, sorry. And there's enough, he's had enough issues on corner exits that I think as long as he keeps that pressure on him, he'll be fine. Speaking of that, Sergio Lindo with a massive move up the inside of turn 3. Josh Parker left the door open, and he's going to hold it around the outside.
And he's going to hang it around the outside, a little bit of bumping.
And that's going to be Sergio Lindo with position before turn 5.
It was honestly a pretty good move.
Yeah. Now Sergio Lindo is invalid now, so there might be some, off-track overtaking arguments that could be made. But also there was that argy-bargy moment through the exit of turn 4. I don't know who you would really blame for that. So.
Yeah, I think Lindo didn't really have a choice there. Not that he was necessarily pushed wide, but going for that move, he had no other choice.
Yeah, there's not really many other places you can go. Looking back up front, Christian Dirksen had taken the fastest lap from Chandler James with 155.1. However, Chandler James has just reset the fastest lap with 155 flat. So I don't think this championship is going anywhere other than back to that Pirate Cove that I'm sure Chandler James is racing from right now. I just picture it being one of those caves.
Since our Rum Runners racing, right? Do you think they're gonna do the shoey with Rum?
I think he should. I don't know if he will, but I think he should. Remember that so we can ask him that in the interviews.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, looking to other battles, Peter Jacob and Rafcab still fighting it out for P18 there in the picture-in-picture. Rafcab maybe looking to make a move. Ooh, very aggressive into turn 1, but not enough to get side by side. So Peter Jacobs still going to hold that position a little bit further ahead. Kasarabi and Josh Parker now fighting it out. Josh Parker losing time and maybe losing a position here into turn 5. No, not a good enough exit there for Arabi into turn 5. Although Josh Parker goes deep there, it might allow Arabi to get side by side here into the hairpin. We're going to go on the overhead view. And not quite. All right. So Josh Parker still able to hold on. A little bit of a bump though there between Arabi and Josh Parker. That'll be not very fun there in Parker. Almost got bump and run.
And Thomas Greer is absolutely licking his chops right now, looking for that opportunity for a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, we got that picture-in-picture of Thomas Greer sending it up the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Kasarabi does, but he has a massive oversteer moment. Honestly, really amazing job to avoid contact there, but that allows Thomas Greer up the inside into turn 11.
And he gets one position.
I don't think he'll get the second one in the same straight, but it'll definitely allow him to climb that. Tyler, oh my word.
Oh my goodness!
A little bit of a, I don't know what you want to call it there, as Peter Jacob is yellow flagged through the chicane. I'm going to replay this here in the main screen. What happened here? He's fighting side by side with Rafcap into the chicane. Oh, and maybe taking a little too much entry curve, maybe forced a little bit too much onto that curb. I'm not entirely sure. He only loses one extra position to Bruce Hawkins ahead. But yes, from Tyler Gelly, unless I jinxed him, which I don't think I did.
That's my job. RD chasing down Pankovic for that 5th place position.
Yeah, we're gonna go
last lap
here.
was 7/10 faster.
Yeah, but that was more
And
because
Pankovic.
I think Pankovic had an issue because he set a 157.1, and that's almost a second and a half slower than his fastest overall lap. Whereas RD Thompson technically set a best personal lap last lap, but it was invalid, so it doesn't count.
Oh my goodness, that car does not look stable through the chicane.
Yeah, I mean, it's not stable in general, and when you add a whole bunch of bouncing, it's just a whole lot worse. Yeah, we have 12 minutes to go here in the race, so I'm going to quickly look at our biggest movers so far of this race. So the biggest overall mover right now, Josh Parker, sitting P16, has started P28. We're going to show this. Oh, no. I'm really hoping it's not what I think it is. Yeah, go ahead and look at that in the pip. Oh, he gets bumped.
Oh, he's going to get bumped.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Or he did the bumping. But yeah, that's massive damage there on the front of his car from essentially spearing into that pit lane wall. So, bad news bears for him. But back to our biggest movers. Josh Parker up 12 positions, Thomas Greer up 11 positions, Koval up 11 positions, but Sergio Lindo trying to bring that back down to 9, and then Peter Jacob also up 10 positions.
You see Jake just overtook RD Thompson. As RD Thompson definitely had a moment as he's 3 seconds slower than usual.
Oh yeah, he went way deep into, I believe that's turn 6. I could be wrong, and it wouldn't shock me given this track, but yeah. More than a little bit deep there. And so Juicy Jake now trying to hold out that P6. And Chris Reaper had been up in the top 10, but he had some kind of issue, went off track. His last lap was a 209, and he's lost 2 positions to Sean Paul and Jason Yarin. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to fight it back. You know, Rafcab got past Kasarabi. I'm gonna quickly see if I can figure out what happened here. Ooh, Rafcab with just a massive send there into turn 7.
One of those turns, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The curvy turn, that's what it is. But yeah, anywho. So, there is that. Rafcab and Arabi now right behind Josh Parker, so not that far back. Sergio Lindo right behind Koval, and Jason Yarin and Sean Paul fighting to try and figure out who gets that last top 10 position. Yeah, looking out front, Chandler James and Christian Dirksen with a massive pace differential to everybody else. Their last laps were a 55.5 and a 55.7. Jeremy Yarin's last lap was a 56.5. And the fastest overall lap, I think, other than that's not from the top 2, is, I believe, Jason Yarin with a 156.2.
Mason Moffat in the chat saying, as it stands, Steven wins silver and Chandler wins gold, and that is absolutely 100% fact-checked true.
Yeah, Sarver only had to finish P9 in order to get the win. And as Mason Moffat was saying, with the worst possible penalty of 20, maybe 30 seconds, which I don't think it would be. Although I guess you never know.
I don't know, that bump was pretty inconsequential.
Yeah, so that gets down, that would take him down to P12, and if the only way he loses the championship is if he finishes, I think, P12 and Sergio Lindo wins this race. But with Sergio Lindo having a brief yellow flag moment down here in P14, I don't think that'll happen.
What if all cars in front of him just disconnect?
Well, that would certainly do it. Speaking of doing it, RD Thompson up the inside of Juicy Jake with a massive door bang, though. I'm going to replay this here in the helicam just to see what happened, because that was a massive send, and I don't know if he just didn't turn or what happened here. So it looks like he's slow enough for the corner, but just keeps going too deep into there. He does give the position back to Juicy Jake, though. So Well, I don't know
You
if
can have
he
another
gave
go
it back
at
or he
it.
got
Yeah, 7
taken
minutes
back,
and 30 seconds after all. No, I think he gave it back. Hardy's that kind of guy.
All right. Yeah, our interesting battles have unfortunately mostly fallen by the wayside as they've all fallen into unable to pass territory is what I would call this.
For sure, for sure.
Mike Farrow having a massive moment there through, or at least what looked to me like a big slide there through the exit of turn 10. And so not able to get closer to Jeremy Yarn ahead of him. The good news for Jeremy is that he still gets to do a shoey, even though he isn't going to be winning here at with gold. As he and his brother Jason still do have that team championship that they get to have their shoey for. As Josh Parker and Rafcap both have yellow flags. Let's see what happened here. Rafcap trying to make a move on Josh Parker into turn 7.
Josh Parker giving him absolutely no. So, oh my goodness.
That honestly looked like Rafcab like started turning out as he braked. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's what it kind of looked like. But unfortunately for Josh Parker, he's all the way down to P23. He had been up 12 spots. Now he's lost 7 of those to only be up 5.
Who's the biggest mover now?
That would be Peter Jacob with 12 positions gained from P30 up to P18. Meanwhile, Koval got past Sergio Lindo here for P13. Also, Koval trying to make a move into the chicane, turning in a little early and not able to get the move done. Looking out front again, Chandler James still with a pretty good lead over Christian Dirksen with not much time delta between them in terms of their lap time, but not for Dirksen, not really looking like he's able to gain much. So I think the last podium position that'll change, or has a possibility to change, is this P3 here between Jeremy Yarn and Mike Farrow.
Yep. Although it seems like Mike Farrow had a little bit of a moment as his lap time turned red and he's no longer within a second of Jeremy.
Yeah, his laps have been overall faster than Jeremy's, but like you were saying, it's no longer valid. We'll have to see what the time delta is here coming through the final corner.
Oh, as RD and Juicy Jake are side by side, heading into the chicane, RD decides not to go for the move.
Ooh.
Oh.
Big slide there. So probably not going to be able to make a move here into turn 1 again, unless he wants to send the biggest dive possible. Sergio Lindo is sideways. Let's see what happened here.
Oh yeah, that seems like a recipe of a dive bomb. Oh no.
Yeah, let's see what happened here. Oh, he just loses the rear end. Right in front of Thomas Greer. He thankfully has no contact there. But meanwhile, oh no! Artie Thompson is backwards!
Oh my goodness, he's back. Oh,
what happened
no.
here? I'm replaying this in the main screen. Juicy Jake ahead of R.D. Thompson.
I think RD just lost. No, I thought he lost for the third there. Oh no.
R.D. Thompson just making a massive send and losing it on the brakes. And he lost a... yeah.
He hasn't lost a position.
Alright, so he had enough of a gap to Steven Sarver that he didn't lose a position, but it is now within a second, and his rear tires are going to be screaming. Yeah, RD maybe just getting a little impatient as he was trying to make that pass. And unfortunately, you see how it ends.
That was such a good battle too.
Yeah. It had just about everything you could want, except for a clean ending.
Yeah, outside of that, we don't have that many battles. Closest cars on track right now is Bruce Hopkins and Kasra Arabi. They've been at each other's necks for a while.
Speaking of R.D. Thompson, he's off into the wall. Let's see what happened here.
No RD.
coming through turn 10. And he just loses the rear on exit and hits the wall massively.
But no correction and nothing. Did he have wheel issues?
I don't know. I'm gonna go on board here just to see what we can see. I can see him hacksawing that wheel super hard. But yeah, I don't know. He has now lost the position to Steven Sarver down into P8. So Sarver still securing that silver championship.
Yeah, he's gonna absolutely hold it down. Even with a 20-second penalty, he still would finish ahead of Chris Reaper, giving himself the overall silver win, which effectively secures the championship for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially with Sergio Lindo now falling, unfortunately, down to P18 after some unfortunate contact between other drivers. Yeah, Mike Farrow getting closer now, just a little bit to Jeremy Yarn here for P3. He's not close enough by any stretch to try and make a move, but he has been consistently faster by about a tenth a lap. Unfortunately, I don't have the average lap times over this stint, but I know that it's been good.
Yeah, Chandler James is gonna cross the line. Just one lap separates him and the championship, assuming he keeps it clean.
Yeah, he's got a 3-second lead to Dirksen behind, and even if he loses that, he's got a 12-second lead to Jeremy behind. And even if that happens, it's a 13-second lead to Mike Farrow behind. So he's got enough of a margin that he doesn't have to push on his final lap, and I would suggest that he doesn't. Now, obviously, he wants the win, because who doesn't? But he doesn't have to go for it if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, just needs to keep it stable and bring the car home.
Meanwhile, I want to show this here. Josh Parker, I don't know if something happened between him, Wong Bungley, and Aiden Springer, but it looked like he got past somebody. No, it was just the game playing tricks on me, unfortunately. So, nothing happening there.
Somebody just had a connection.
That would be Josh Parker, and he's now lost position to Aiden Springer. But yeah, Mike Farrow still trying to get back up to Jeremy Yarn. It's down to a half-second gap. We are at the end of our time limit. He gets close into the braking zones, but not close enough to attempt to move. I think his last chance is realistically going to be the hairpin. Sorry, not the hairpin, the chicane. I've been calling the hairpin a chicane and the chicane a hairpin. It doesn't work well. Just to say, if anyone can tell that I'm tired, I'd be shocked. Mike Farrow getting a better job through turn 10. But he's going to lose time on the exit, though. So no chance to send a dive bomb into the chicane. But we do have our new gold champion for D3. Chandler James is going to come across the line. 4 wins on the season, including 3 in a row to start out the season. Very nice job there from Chandler James. Christian Jerkson going to come across a very respectable P2. And Mike Farrow not able to quite get it done, so Jeremy Yarn will finish P3 to secure the team championship overall. Mike Farrow finishing P4. Cesar Penkovic going to come across the line P5.
I understand to do some celebratory donuts, but I think he doesn't know that his TC is off, and he's just killing a bunch of people. Oh my god. Janice, turn the TC off! What are you doing? He's doing, those aren't donuts, those are bagels, bro.
All right, Juicy Jake comes across to finish P6. Steven Sarver finishes P7 to secure the silver championship. So very nice job there. Artie Thompson with a very rough day today, finishing P8. Matt Mattisey P9. Sean Paul P10. Jason Yarn just behind Sean Paul will have that team championship to celebrate with his brother, and we will make sure to interview them. Chris Reaper going to come across to P12.
All right, screenshot taken.
All right.
I put it in the chat. We're definitely grilling Chandler about those donuts, right?
Yeah, exactly. Can you... I need to start pinging people who we're going to be interviewing. There's a lot of them.
Okay, for starters, we'll interview the silver winner and silver champion. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Exactly.
Steven Sarver. Now interview our top 3. I mean, in the case of Jason, Jeremy Young, we should probably just throw his brother in there as well.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, so.
And then Christian Durson, and then finally Chandler James.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait for our drivers to populate. But, man, a little bit of a slow end to the race. But that start was absolutely electric. Chandler James almost losing the lead on the first lap to Artie Thompson. Jeremy Yarn losing 2 positions on the start to a couple drivers and getting them back. But yeah, it's been interesting. Sig, do you have any thoughts on this race that we've just watched?
Well, it did trail off at the end. But, I mean, I guess it was one of the races of all time.
It was, in fact, one of the races. But I see Steven Sarver here in the chat. He is muted, but I'm going to pull him in anyways and wait for him to notice that he's in our chat.
Yeah.
Steven, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
So,
Wait.
Congrats on your P7 finish. It probably won't stay P7 after penalties, but it doesn't matter. You have won the silver championship, so congratulations.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that first lap incident with Yarn, I was trying not to run into anybody. I think I hit the curb a little bit as he was turning in and nicked him.
Yeah, it is what it is. But overall, it seemed like a somewhat calm race, at least in terms of an overtaking perspective, just due to the track layout. But how was your race, other than the aforementioned incident in lap 1?
After that, I settled into a bit of a rhythm. There was a couple of times in the chicane that I cooked it, and my right side rear was definitely like half a pound lower than it should have been. So by the end of the race, I was just trying to keep it on track and not fumble any more points because I didn't know where Lindo was at that point.
Very fair. Sig, do you have any questions for our silver winner?
You ready to run D1 next season, buddy?
Oh, definitely not D1. I'm not that fast. I don't think I had a single race this season that I qualified in the top 10. I need to qualify well and finish well here first.
Yeah, he's ready for D1. I think he's ready for D1.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, either way, it was a really great season. Other than 2 races, you finished top 10 in every single race. And as a silver driver, that's really all you can ask for. Do you have any comments about the season in general and how it went?
No, it was, other than the 2 opening races, my fumble with the penalty at Coda, like you said, 5 top 10s is pretty stout. I felt like I had the pace to be top 10 every race. It was just a little bit of unfortunate stuff on those other 3.
Makes sense. But now, obviously, you get to do a shoey. Do you have a plan set out for that yet, or are you just going to wing it?
As one that doesn't drink, and I've already done 2 team titles and a regular one, I've used up all my good non-drinking ideas, so I'm going to have to do a little brainstorming.
All right. Well, we will go ahead and leave you to that brainstorming. I only have one more question for you. Is there anyone that you would like to shout out at the end of our season?
I want to shout out Darren, Lindo, Koval, Peter Jacob. Those guys raced hard all season, and any one of us could have been here at this point. So I'm glad that they were there to make me run hard all season.
Yeah, well, good competition is always fun. It makes winning that much sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, again, congratulations on your silver win and championship. So I will go ahead and send you back down to your race review. But I hope you have a good night and a good off season.
Yeah, you as well.
All right, so that was our silver championship winner, Steven Sarver. And now I will go ahead and pull in the Yarn brothers. If I can remember.
Let's see, are both the Yarn brothers in here? I see
They
Jeremy.
Okay.
Yeah, I have them both. Jeremy and Jason, can you hear us?
Yup. Can you hear it fine?
All right, Jeremy, I'll start with you. You finished P3 today, and you both secured the team championship today. Amazing drive overall. I know you had some damage at the start, but how did the race go for you overall?
It was fairly hectic. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get shifted down to P4. I'm not sure if it's how it's going to be ruled, but I might have squeezed Mike Farrell a little bit on that first lap. And then so regardless, I'm elated that we got team championship. And the race was kind of tough. I was running with about 10 seconds of rear aero damage, which is what that car depends on, is front and rear aero damage, or aero period. So it was hard. It was a lot, but it was a lot of fun, just racing close and being competitive and staying alive, thankfully.
So was that rear damage the reason why you weren't able to catch and pass drivers, or was that just a pure pace issue?
Pure ability issue, for sure. And just having someone in my mirrors for the entire second stint never speeds you up. It's just incredible the pace that a lot of these guys have, and I have a lot of respect for them. And it was just a really, really big pleasure being able to race with them this season. And obviously hats off to Chandler. He was the better man today, and he drove a hell of a race, and good on him, man. Good on him.
Yeah. Jason, obviously not the best race today, but I think your drive last week of last to P3 is what really secured the championship overall for you guys. How was your race? Did you race today? Were you not able to find the pace, or what happened with you?
Early on, I got tapped by Sarver on one of the insides. I believe it was like lap 2 or 3, and that kicked me back to like 28th, 29th. So I put in about, I don't know, I probably raced until about the 50-minute mark, and I passed a couple of guys in the back markers, but once I got to about 25th, I was struggling to get past those guys, so I actually pit very early, and I ended up gaining most of my spots back through that undercut, because I was putting out 156, 155 laps fairly consistently until my tires started to wear about 30 minutes in. But yeah, once I got behind Sean Paul, like P12, P11, it was just a cat and mouse game with him, and he screwed up a couple times, and I kind of got target fixated and followed his line and screwed up with him, so I couldn't capitalize on any of that. So good race to him. Kudos.
Yeah, we saw that you had the fastest lap there for a little bit after your pit stop, so it was a good I don't know if I just didn't notice that you had fallen down that much or what, but great recovery drive anyways, to finish up in P11, I believe it was.
Yep. We'll see what penalties do, but
yeah.
P11 for now.
There you go. So obviously with the championship, when you get to do shoeies, do you have plans for what you're going to do with them yet?
Drink a lot of booze out of shoes.
Yep.
Just gotta go straight to the point. Fair enough.
That's it. Yeah. Not sure what the plan is yet, but we'll think of something.
Yeah, there's no finesse to it.
That is very fair enough. Sig, do you have any questions for our team team championship winners?
Will the shoey be a video of you two together? It better be, but yeah, will it be?
Yeah,
we usually
that's
do that. Yeah,
what we've done in the past, and that's what we'll continue to do. One of us makes the drive to each other, and then we go at it together. So.
All right.
Yeah, one last video to watch.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't need any incidents where you have to pay to watch somebody's full video again. Yeah. But anywho, last question that I have for you guys: is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to here at the end of the season?
Jago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to shout out to my brother. Again, great teammate. It's always been fun. We enjoy it. Shout out to OBDA, best conglomerate ever. Thank you guys for supporting us and kicking us in the ass when we need it. Shout out to SRA and you guys at commentary. Without you guys, this will be a lot less interesting. And I guess shout out to my wife, even though she's not here watching my kids tonight. But she's always around when I need her. So thanks, everyone.
There you go. Jeremy?
Yeah, what he said, except to my wife, and then all that other stuff before, and again, my buddy Jake never misses a race, always watches the stream, and is kind of my center, my calming voice. So anytime that anything happens, just keeps talking to me to keep me calm. So, yeah, just. Thanks again to you guys for doing this all season long and putting on a good show and making it fun for everybody.
Yeah, I think Sig has fun here. I don't know. He's been trying to escape us for the last couple weeks, but I know that I've had a lot of fun this season watching you guys race.
Hey, I wasn't trying to escape.
It's been a treat watching the broadcasts. So thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem. And you, again, congratulations on the team championship. I hope that you guys have a great off season, and hopefully, I don't know what division what everyone will be in, but hopefully we'll see you again here next season.
You can count on that.
Sounds good.
Here we go. All right, I'll send you back
Thanks,
down to
guys.
the race review.
Thank you.
All right, 2 more to go. Next is Christian Dirksen. If he's here, he is, so I will
Yes,
go ahead and
I
pull him
see it.
in. Christian Dirksen, can you hear us?
Hey guys, yes, I can hear you.
Congratulations on your P2 finish. Very nice job to get P3 in qualifying, I believe it was, and then just keep it going straight during the race. So go ahead and talk us through how it all went.
Yeah, I guess first of all, it's a track I really enjoy, so yeah, it was... I guess I wasn't surprised to be up front in qualifying, and then the race, I knew I didn't want to mess with with Chandler's race in his championship, so I wasn't really gonna get too close to him. But then, yeah, had a long battle with Thompson. I think it was first 20 minutes or so. I was on his rear bumper the whole time, waiting for a mistake that never happened, and then after about 20 minutes, he made a bit of a mistake in the Schumacher S, and then I had a run on him. And the next turn, I had realized that he always braked a bit sooner than me, so I thought I'll send it here because it's so hard to pass on this track. So then I threw it inside, and then he kind of, I think he moved over a little bit. I wasn't fully there, but yeah, we made contact, and sadly he spun out. I'm sorry to him, but yeah, like stuff that happens, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes stuff just happens in the race. So I will point out that at Nurburgring you are in the top third of hot lap times overall. So
oh wow,
you, at least I think that's great. So you did pretty good. I don't know where exactly you were located, but did you have to? Are you just naturally good at this track, or did you have to put in extra practice for this week?
No, it's just a track I've played in other games before, and I've always realized that I guess I have a natural knack for this type of track, and then others I just can't drive. Like Coda, I was terrible, and then here I just do the same amount of practice. I usually practice only for an hour and a half max, and that's all the time I have. And yeah, I just enjoy the elevation changes and stuff, and the flow of it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, Sig, do you have any questions for our P2 sitter?
No, not really.
All right.
I
have 2 questions, 2 more questions then to ask. One, was it during that second stint you were smack dab in the middle of Chandler James and Jeremy Yarin, who were the 2 people fighting for that gold championship? Was there any concern, or was there any extra stress about being in between the fastest 2 drivers this season, or was it just only focusing on keeping it going straight?
Yeah, well, it was 2 things. First, like, it would have been way scarier if the guys behind me were closer, right? But luckily I had a 6 or 7 second gap, and I was comfortable in my rhythm. So I was looking at it, and I was aware of it, but I wasn't necessarily nervous because it wasn't that close, right? And then the other thing, I was just really glad that I had the pace of the top guys of the championship that so far this season I wasn't able to match, and on this track I was, so that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that when I was watching the timing boards, you were like a tenth a lap slower than Chandler James fairly consistently. So definitely something to be proud of.
It was frustrating because I was doing PBs after PBs and he would just beat me by a tenth every single lap.
That is very understandable. All right, and then last question that I have for you: is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to here at the end of the season?
No shout out this time. I'm just really looking forward to next season. I really hope I can get a full season, and I've not been able to do that so far. So I really hope I can get a full season in next season and try and fight for actual top positions.
All right. Well, then we will go ahead and send you back down to your race review. But again, congratulations on your P2 finish, and we look forward to seeing you again next season after a well-deserved off season.
Awesome. We'll see you guys next season. Bye-bye.
It'll be fun. And then last, but certainly not least, in fact, the very opposite of least, our winner, Chandler James. Chandler, can you hear us?
What's up? Yes, I can. What's up? What's up?
Congratulations on your, first off, your 4th win.
Yes.
So you won 3 on the trot in weeks 2 through 4. Had a little bit of a concerning drop in performance due to, I don't know what you would what you would call the issues that you had at like Donington and a couple other places, but you rounded out at the end with an amazing, dominating performance.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I did not expect to even be fighting for P1. But after those 3 races, you kind of just like looking at the leaderboards, you're like, all right, I kind of got to put some effort in. Donington, I was getting ready for a vacation, so it was not the right mindset. And then after that, the Yarn brothers were cooking. So like, they're just getting on my points, and I'm just figuring like, okay, well, I guess it's gonna come down to the last race. So, and put a lot of practice in this week, so paid off for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So coming into the race, you had a 9-point gap that turned into a 10-point gap after you got the fastest lap. Were you, especially like during the pit stops, were you ever doing math to try and figure out, or like were you worried about where you'd come out in the pit stop cycle, or did you know that you had a big enough gap?
So I talked to Sean about this a little bit. I wasn't sure if they updated the points correctly from last week, because Jeremy got a 5-second penalty, and I know somebody finished within 3 seconds of him. I don't know if they docked him on points, so if it was 9 points or 19 points, you know, I was focusing on just beating him and only him. So I know Christian was right behind me, and he was doing pretty well. And if he got up on me, I was going to let him through, to be honest. And my only concern was Jeremy. And just as soon as he pitted, I was going to play the long game, because he did a good undercut last week. Like really good undercut, and so I was just waiting for him to pit, pretty much.
Fair enough.
So that was my only concern, yeah.
Yeah, and I do believe that the points have just updated. So you did win by about 29 points. So I don't know when they updated the standings to go with the penalties, but either way, a very close win, but a win nonetheless. And
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously it was close in the team, at least until last race, it was close in the team standings. Did you have any specific talks with Sean about maybe challenging for the team championship early, or did you just kind of, after that 1-3 finish last week, just kind of write it off?
You know, last season we finished in P3, and this season we're doing pretty well. Sean kind of had unfortunate incidents during races. I mean, even today he got bumped.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't really too focused on that. He was just making sure that like, hey, don't worry about the team championship, just focus on yourself. And so, I mean, I would have loved to get the team and the drivers, but you know, I'm happy to be P2 for the team, and he's happy for P2 as well. So.
Yeah, if nothing else, that just, well, I don't know if you want to do more or less shoeies, but only doing one, it probably isn't the worst thing in the world. Speaking of,
what was that?
I was just talking about shoeies. You don't have, you're only doing one of them instead of 2.
Oh yeah, I have a question for this. Look, so your team is called Rum Runners Racing, right?
Yeah, I was gonna take a shot after this.
Are you? No, you're gonna do your shoey with rum.
No, I'm
right?
not doing a shoey with
yes,
the rum.
you are. Yes, you are. Listen. If you need to dilute it with water or whatever, Coke, whatever, you're doing it with rum. At least a little bit. At least a shot of rum mixed with water. You're doing it with rum.
I'll do a shot. I'm not doing a shoey.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell what you're drinking out of the shoe at that point, at least. So.
Yeah.
At least lie then say it's rum. Yeah.
I will.
Just put
I'll
some
say I
food
did 2
coloring in it.
shoeys.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah, I think that's just about it for me. Sig, did you have any questions other than that?
Oh yeah, what the hell were those donuts at the end of the race?
Yeah, dude, I tried to do donuts. I couldn't do any grip. I forgot to turn my TC down. Yeah. As soon as I was like doing circles, and then people started parking around me, I was like, oh god. Well, just RTG. I didn't want to hit anybody and anybody get mad, so.
That is fair. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's been an amazing season. Last question that I have for you: is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to everybody involved that puts on these races. You guys for commentating. We all come here to have fun, but you guys don't volunteer your time. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody who puts on those races. And just very thankful for that. So thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem. We have a lot of fun doing this. I've done it every single year since I've joined SRA, and I've enjoyed it every single time.
Yeah. Well, and maybe next season I'll be with you guys.
Yeah, maybe. I know that Sean does commentating for D4 sometimes, and we're always looking for more people. So.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about D2.
Yeah. That would also be interesting. Yeah, I don't know how that'll turn out. Well, it'll be interesting to see how many drivers we have for next season, but we'll worry about that after the off season. It's been great watching you race, and we hope to see you again for the next season as I drop another thing.
Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, I'll go ahead and send you back down to your race review, and we will talk to you later.
All right, see you guys.
All right, I believe that is all of our interviews done, unless there's something that I am not remembering. But Sig, it was an amazing season overall. I'll go ahead and show the track calendar again, just so we can reminisce on some of the races that we watched. But any closing thoughts on how this season went?
This season was cinema. Like, we had a lot of chaos, especially last week. I wish I was able to. I wish I was in the booth for Nurburgring, honestly, because I did go back and watch the stream, and yeah, honestly I wish I was there.
It was certainly something.
Overall, it was a lot of entertaining races. These D3 guys just gave us great races to watch week in, week out. So yeah, I hope to see a lot of these guys next season. Or hopefully, or race against. I mean, we're definitely racing against some of these guys next season as well. But
it was a great season to watch and to commentate and to share among the masses. It's been fun the whole season. I'm glad that we've been able to both watch it and share it with the world. To anyone who may have been watching, I know that we have had a lot of people in the chat from SRA or from other family members and supporters. So I'm glad that we got to, experience it. But anywho, that is the wrap up of Division 3 Season 18. So woohoo. If you want to watch more racing right now, Division 1 is just now wrapping up their interviews, I believe. Or you can come tomorrow and watch Sig and myself race at Nurburgring in D2 on Twitch or YouTube. Or you can watch D4 in YouTube and watch a couple other of our conglomerate guys fight for the team championship. So lots of fun still to be had, but that is a wrap on Division 3. Any final closing statements on the season?
see you guys next season.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, like I said, I'm Trey Morgan. I've been joined by Sig SVG. It's been a lot of fun, and we will see you guys in a couple months.
Yeah.
Coach Jeffries, what will I be? Will I be speedy? Will I crash out? Here's what he said to me. Cast